Hey Kevin, how's it going? This is Seth. Um, I got your email yesterday and I wanted to respond to you with a video message because I was having a hard time explaining by typing it out in the email. Um, anyway, it is frustrating. I had a hard time when I first started doing screens, getting used to it and figuring out the best way to do everything, and it is definitely frustrating. Even now, sometimes I have a hard time with certain screens. Anyway, this is my screen table. Um, I only rescreen with black fiberglass. I don't even bother messing with the aluminum stuff. I find it hard to work with, and you know how it oxidizes when it gets old. Um, these are the three tools that I mainly use for rescreening. Um, you got the roller, a little screwdriver to push in to either take out old spline or to push in the new spline, and a little razor here to cut the screen. Anyway, also I wanted to mention as a little tip that I mostly use foam core spline. I find it's super versatile, more so than this vinyl kind. Um, I mean, I have a bunch of different sizes here, but the foam core works in a lot of screens. It's just so much easier to use, at least I find. Anyway, like you, I do start with the small. This one's already been rescreened. This is the one I use to sell people on rescreening. I made this small screen and I bring it to people's houses and show them what a nice new screen would look like. Anyway, when I rescreen, what I do is I roll out the screen, I lay it over, then I take scissors and I cut around so it's overlapping about an inch or two, a couple inches. Then I will lay it on flat, put it in my jig so it's nice and firm there. Then I will take a couple of jugs like this and put it on. And what that does, not only does it help, it's not really so much for the tension, but it holds the screen straight. So when you roll in the spline initially, the screen doesn't move and it stays nice and straight going all the way across. The first thing I would do is I put the jugs down, then I take the roller and I roll in the screen so it sets the screen in first. Then I come back with the spline and turn the roller across and then roll the spline in. It stays straight. Now what I don't do is, I think what might be giving you problem is that I'm guessing that you start here, go across, and then you go up. I find it difficult to do it that way. So what I'll do is I'll put in the first section here, then I take the jugs off, flip the screen around, and I do the other side. So I start with that end, then I do the opposite end, and I'll do the same thing. I'll just pull it a little bit. What I'll do is I'll take one hand and hold the screen, and I'll take the other hand and just roll the spline in gently. You know, I'm not really yanking it really hard. I'm just keeping it taut a little bit as I roll this side in. Then you'll have this side and this side done. Then it's easy from there. Then I'll do this side, I roll it in, then I'll flip it around and I'll roll this end in. When I'm doing it, I'm not really pulling super tight. I'm not even really pulling. I'm just keeping it sort of straight. It is frustrating. It takes a while to get used to. It's just like window cleaning. The more you do it, the more you'll get used to it. You'll figure out the little ins and outs of how to get the screens better. But the screen jig really helped me a lot when I started doing this. I didn't have one when I first started, and the problem was, you had the screen just on a flat surface like this, and you're sitting there trying to roll the spline in, and the screen won't stay, in place. So the screen jig really helps that way, and that was the number one thing that made this go so much faster. But I think you said you did like 4 screens in, I can't remember what you said, but it shouldn't. When I'm on a roll, I can do a screen in like 5 minutes. It takes me 5 to 10 minutes to do a screen if I'm taking my time. So you're not too far off pace there. I think it's a super great add-on. I love it, and the way that I market it is just like other people said when they responded to you is anytime you're at somebody's house and you see a ripped screen, mention it to them. If you see a screen that is, how when the fiberglass screens start to wear out, the coating on it starts to wear out and it starts to get white underneath, and that's just the fibers. I'll mention that to them. I never tell anybody it's mandatory to get them done, but it is nice to have a nice screen. It's actually easier to see through a nice brand new black screen than it is a ripped, torn, oxidized one. Anyway, I hope that helps. If you have any other questions, let me know. Take care.